Ken, is it too early to know exactly with Jay Schulz, or have you got a handle on where that is at?
Oh no, we're pretty comfortable that he's okay. He's, I mean, clearly we won't know exactly until we get a chance to check it, scan it, and do those things. But it's look, what it is a midfoot sprain, we think, which will be okay. Jay done the same thing last year and played through no problem. So, you know, and having had the extra week to go before we start the season, clearly we won't take a risk with him next week if we don't need to. And he's okay. If he's fine, we'll play him. But if he's not, we wouldn't take a risk.
But hopeful, Ken, obviously round one then. Yeah.
Look, as I sit here right now, I'm very confident about round one, but he's got to go and see a doctor that says I'm going to scan you and see what it looks like. So, but I'm pretty confident he's okay. And I just asked Jay himself, and he's said it's like last year.
Not ankle as such, Ken.
No, midfoot sprain, which is, as I said, he played with last year for about 8 weeks. You know, and got through the year okay, no problems with it. It's a bit of management for him, but we're lucky now at the club that we've got a few things that we can help with that, with, you know, an Alter G machine that we deload him if we need to, and keep his conditioning up, manage his time, and then look after him after a game.
Ken, was it how he landed, or what he landed on, or was it the way early?
Yeah, I don't know about that bit. I can't actually. I've seen it. I mean, I've only watched it on the vision, and it looks like just the way he landed, because he was at full stretch and he's sort of going down pretty hard. And I think it was Hurley. Yeah, Hurley's come down on a bit on the back of the foot a bit. So I think it's okay though.
Sean Hart told us on the weekend this would be a reality check for Port Adelaide to get a real measure after 2 trial games that probably didn't tell you anything. What did you get from it?
Look, I asked the boys tonight. Look, I'll be 100% honest. I told them that I wanted this to be the start for us, the start of the season, and that we needed to start getting things right. I didn't know whether we were going to be outstanding or not great, or we were going to win or we were going to lose. That wasn't the issue. I just wanted to make sure that the stuff we'd worked on, because this is the first time we'd put the group together for the year, obviously, because we made a decision. As I said, we made a really well-planned decision 7 or 8 weeks ago now about what we were going to look like in our NAB Cup program. And, you know, obviously tonight was pleasing with the result, but some of the stuff we've worked on was most pleasing for me.
No, there's been a lot of commentary, particularly in Adelaide, about Jared Pollock, but it seemed like he took another progression tonight. Pretty
happy with our decision with Jared, yeah. We're pretty pleased that he's playing for us at Port Adelaide, and you know he's got a lot of learning. Jared knows that, and he knows he's in an environment that will help him learn, and an environment that will keep him accountable to learning. Now, that's, again, I've said it before, it's not a reflection of where he's come from. It's just a young man just maturing a little bit.
And Hamish obviously coming back. How did you see him? Obviously started off on the subs bench.
Yeah, no, Hamish was, look, he hasn't done much competitive stuff, so we thought we'd just be a little bit cautious with it, but we planned that 10 minutes into halfway through the second quarter, we were going to release both our subs and let them both play, because they've both had some disruptions to their pre-season, so we're just mindful of that, but we then wanted them to play from there on. We were pretty pleased with what they were able to do.
You're extremely raw in defence, and you held, you know, we didn't see that usual tactic of Westhoff being loose and stopping there. What gave you the confidence to stick with that raw group?
Look, I think, you know, back end of last year we were working pretty hard on some stuff down there that helped them, and you know, I think you're right, they're a raw, they're a youngish group, and we had Impey and Cleary there at the start of the game, and you know, we were under the pump, there's no doubt about that. Nesson could have made us pay a little bit more, but we were lucky. We dodged a couple of bullets, but I was really pleased with some of Impey's stuff, even though we subbed him actually cramped. And Cleary, I thought, was pretty strong. You know, I love Jonas's direction, and I thought Homsch was rock solid.
And Pittard?
Pittard, yeah.
Critical in the way he played there, wasn't it?
Jasper's a very good player, we know that. It's just, you know, he's still a young player, he still fluctuates in form, and that's still going to be the case, and we're still going to have some days with Jasper that I'm going to want to pull some hair out that I've got left, but I think most of the time I'm pretty pleased with what Jasper does for us.
As we're holding our breath on Schulz, where's the long-running, you know, anticipation hope with Butcher? Where should we be seeing that?
Oh, look, I thought John was pretty good for us tonight, pretty competitive, and yeah, he missed a couple, but he got opportunities. He worked really hard. I'm really pleased with his pre-season. Now, we're not going to get an instant result from John Butcher after his first 3-quarter pre-season he's been able to do in his career, but I think we're prepared to keep working with John and help him keep getting better. And he'll deal with the demons of missing a couple. That's just the way it is. That's John's kit. In his bag is that. But he's got some other great things in his bag that we like, so we're happy with that.
You feel he's imposing himself on a game yet?
No, not yet. No, he's got a long way to go, John. But you know, as I said, we think he's part of our progression as a football club.
So if you have to start the season without Schulz, how would you feel?
Okay.
With a tandem,
yeah, we're
Butcher
okay.
And
look, if we start without one player, we start without one player. As I said, I think Jay's okay, but I say to the boys, we're never one player away. And that's what we've got to be as a football club. You can't be one player away or two players away. You've got to have a structure that works within a team. And that's what we have to be good at. Yes, we don't have lots of big power forwards available to us just at the moment, but we know that.
Ken,
Your thoughts on Justin Westhoff tonight then?
He's one of them big forwards for us that does some pretty good things. And Westie's at the right age as a footballer. He's really mature. He knows what he needs to do. He knows what makes him play well. He knows that part of his group of stuff that he does is that he trains really hard every pre-season, doesn't miss a beat, doesn't miss a session. We've almost got to force him to miss a session, to be honest. But he just pushes out big numbers all the time, and work rate and effort gets you a long way, I reckon.
How's the best way to use him this year?
Oh, look, the old-fashioned utility is the best way. Where we need him, where we want him, what we want to do with him, whether that's ruck, back, forward, on the wing. You know, in the midfield. We could play him as a ruck rover if we really wanted to, but you know, he adds lots to us. But you know, as I said, it's about his maturity. I reckon he's just at the right stage of his career to keep getting better.
and Ken, you must have been happy with the response after Essendon looked to really impose themselves early on.
Yeah, we're under a fair bit of pressure for a little bit, but I think it was our ball use early, and we just didn't handle their pressure. And credit to them, they put enormous pressure on us at the start of the game, and you know, our ball use efficiency, which we've worked really hard on over the summer, we went at about 67% in the first quarter. For the last 3 quarters, we went at 78%. So, you know, I was pleased with 3 quarters, not so pleased with 1 quarter, but their pressure made that happen.
How do you go about your approach now against St Kilda? Ken, is it full steam ahead?
Yeah, it has to be, because we play a game the week after that, and we have to be ready to play. So, you know, the beauty with that, Richo will know that. Richo knows what we're going to be bringing, because he was here planning with us last year to, you know, the last 2 games was about what we wanted to try and put together and put a team that was going to be close to round 1 on the park as we possibly could. We've got a couple of boys that are, you know, Jay might not be there, Jackson and Bobby might not be there, but you know, if they are available, we'll play them there.
Wingard and Hartford,
after starting as subs, you'd expect them, I assume, to go to full games?
Yeah, they'll play full games next week. You know, we expect that to be the case. We'll probably even pull back our numbers, I reckon, as far as what we put out there, because we'll get them a bit more used to the next week, where it's 22 players or 21 players and a sub. So we might just play around with that a little bit. We won't go silly, because we have the opportunity to prepare our side, so we'll put some players there that we need to, but we'll be mindful of it.
24 then, would that be the idea?
Yeah, I reckon we'd be somewhere near there. And we might even be 22 and 1 sub or something, I think is. But we haven't discussed that totally yet, but we have had that in our heads, as I said, for a long time, how we wanted to build this progression in pre-season.
Well, I think the fact that, as you said, Westhoff can play anywhere for you. Tonight there was certainly a period in the first half where he and Schulz just looked very, very dangerous together as a combination. Can you see that really developing during the year?
Oh, well, they've been together for a period of time now. They know each other. I think one of the key things you get in any football club, look, we know exactly where we are as a footy club. We're not getting ahead of anything. We're not thinking just one NAB Cup game, but we know that the best sides usually end up playing a lot of football together before they become the best sides. Jay and Westy have actually had a bit of time together, so you can see that they understand each other quite well. I think that's important for us, but we've also got to remember that we've got this young group of midfielders, this young group of backs, and I don't want to talk about them being too young, because that's not what we want to talk about, but they're learning each other's game. Jay and Westy do understand each other's game pretty well, so that just shows what experience does.
Ken, 12 months on, how much better is Robbie Gray from that knee?
Significantly. You know, it's probably the easy answer. Robbie didn't have no tape on his knee tonight. I don't know whether you noticed. He's played without tape for the first time since he's done his knee, and he's had a whole pre-season. This time last year, Robbie, I'm telling you, there was some serious concerns whether he was going to be available to play at all for the year. We got him back in round 5, I reckon. Round 5. So we, like anyone with a knee, you know whatever they do in their first year, their second year should be a bit better if they get a good run at it.
So how would you imagine his season unfolds with the roles he plays for? Is he more likely to be a midfielder this year than?
Oh no, it's hard to know, Rich, to be honest, because it's where we need him the most, and you know, if we feel like we need him there, or we need him in our forward line, you know, Robbie's like the rest of the team, just got to play a role that we need on the day, and that's, you know, talk about Westy, that's exactly what we expect.
Okay. Of all the numbers on here, how much you see a big advantage in contested possession? How much does that mean to you?
Lot. A real lot. I just think we lost the final last year, I reckon, because of contested ball and ball use. I think there were things that we've identified that we have to improve on. We've miles to go, but it was good that the boys, for the first time together, were able to be really strong in those areas. All right.
Thanks, Kim.